If you are anything like me, you have said yes to something and then you immediately regretted it. You knew it wasn't right, but your body froze and your mind took over. Now, this is not a mindset flaw at all, it's an energetic one. And the truth is, if you don't feel safe in your body, you won't trust what your intuition is telling you. And in today's video, I'm going to teach you the very method that I use with clients and, of course, myself, so that every day you are able to re-establish that trust with your energetic self. This is going to help your decisions feel clear. You are going to feel grounded. And most importantly, those decisions are actually going to feel like your own. Hey there, beautiful souls, and of course, the reading beings. Welcome back to another Mindful Monday. I'm your host, your girl, Erica Trimnell, also known as the Mindful Mistress, and we are here at Prison Vibes. We do not just regulate. We are recalibrating. We are about resonance. So no longer are the days where we are just chasing blind confidence without understanding the root behind what it is we are doing. We're actually cultivating inner resonance. And today we're going to talk about how to stop second guessing yourself by reconnecting to the guide you have always had. That's right, our own body's frequency, the guide within us, our higher self, whatever you want to call it, your God, Allah, what have you, reconnecting to the source, if you will. So, energetic self-trust, just like it says, it isn't like regular self-trust. It is about making confident decisions, but in alignment with your own guide. It's about feeling safe in your own body to know what is a yes and what's a no. You're able to actually honor your own truth, even when everything around you is just a hot mess and you feel like you might be pulled by old or past programming. So this is when we are able to make the most of self-help content here, but a lot of times self-help content misses the mark when it comes to the energetics of it and the somatic. So bringing that all home together. I want you to know that the real trust that we're calling energetic trust, it doesn't just live in your mind. This isn't a mindset shift at all. This is incorporating all bodies and our nervous system, all together by utilizing this information so that we are able to live a life that is in alignment with our highest and truest self. So this really lives in the part of us that, might flinch when you get too close to the truth, or you might get a certain knot in your stomach when certain things happen. It's being able to use your body as the intelligence it was actually designed to be. You're able to come home to yourself, having your own comfort, approval. You don't need anyone else's approval or feeling like you've got to belong to their set of values, beliefs, etc. This is when you say, I trust myself in this moment to make the best decision given what it is I know and the fact that I'm able to tap in and tune in. This helps provide us clarity and is really good for discernment. For those of you who know me personally, know that one of my words this year has actually been discernment and really understanding what that means for me in my own life. So what about when your truth, it risks disappointing someone you love in life? I don't know if that's your struggle, but that has certainly been my struggle. And my default has been to save somebody else because I will carry the weight, I will carry the burden. I'm happy to do X, Y, Z to save those I love. But what I was actually doing was self-sabotaging Sabotage. Yeah, that's right. I'm admitting it here to you all that I have been practicing self-sabotage. It makes me think that there is this quote where when you try so hard to preserve the peace with somebody else, that you really start a war inside of yourself. And so that's something that I have done. It's something that I occasionally do. I don't do it as often as I used to. It's something that I'm working on. So what about when you say no and it makes you feel selfish? Think about self-care. Saying yes to your self-care means you're saying no to something else, even if you could be drowning in your work at home or time with friends. It can become a fracture point. And energetic self-trust is pivotal here because it's what lets you stand in your own truth. Like you standing on business. You said what it is that you said, and you are choosing alignment over appeasement. Now, this could be your trauma response, right? That fawn. That fawn is to appease other people at your own expense. But here is the thing. If you do not feel safe within your own truth, you will keep outsourcing your decisions to other people because you will want that connection. You will want that validation. You'll keep seeking that. So you'll repeat this. What is this? I'm not only doing a dance, but it's a cycle. You'll keep waiting for a sign, a friend, a coach, a partner, instead of becoming your own energetic anchor and source of truth. So the real question then becomes, can I feel my own truth in my body? What does that feel with? What does that feel like? And can you stay long enough to actually act on it? So when you feel that truth, we've done some exercises here, we've done some meditations where we take a moment and we pause and we feel whatever it is that our body wants us to feel. We allow ourselves that silent moment to communicate with our bodies and let our bodies know that we're actually listening. We're not bypassing the fact that my right shoulder has been hurting for umpteen days, and now I just act like it's normal. Have you ever seen, and I literally just saw it today at the gym, I saw a guy leaving the gym and you could tell he has something wrong with his leg. You could tell like there was a pain. But sometimes we're so used to being in pain, we've normalized it, that it's not until somebody else points it out, like, hey, what's wrong with you? And you're like, what? How, what? Oh yeah, I've had this pain in my left leg for like X amount of years or whatever. Like it's been 3 weeks. Well, have you gone to get it fixed? Oh, no. I figured it's gonna go. We've been conditioned to sit with that pain, our own pain and discomfort. But yet if we see that in somebody else, it's funny, we want to call it out. We want to help them. We want to take them, whether it's to the hospital or the doctor, or we've got all these suggestions or remedies and herbs and breath work. We are champions to help other people solve their mess. But when it comes to solving our own mess, a lot of times now, this may not be you, and if the shoe doesn't fit, don't wear it. When it's our own mess, we rather not deal with it. I always say a person who's always fixing other people typically has more problems. And it's a sign that they have more problems because they're always trying to fix other people's mess. They rather do that because it keeps them busy so that they're not spending time with themselves. So here is like a common trap that I see. So you have insight, right? You've done the shadow work, you've done the inner work. You know some of your patterns, maybe you know a good bit of them, but yet you're still overgiving. You are still overextending yourself. You still say yes when your body is screaming, hell no. You freeze instead of setting a boundary. Why? Well, because Awareness is only mental recognition. Safety is somatic. Awareness is mental. Safety is bodies. So when your nervous system hasn't been shown that things are safe, it's safe to have a boundary, it's safe to disappoint, it's safe to stop performing, that becomes your default pattern. You default to those old patterns, even all of the awareness in the world, all the shadow work in the world, all of the inner work, all of the things in the world do not stop or override that programming, because that's mental. It's the somatics that help to reprogram that so you aren't in this loop. This is honestly the reason why many empaths and healers still burn out. Let me say that again. This is the reason why so many healers and empaths, they burn out. It's because they're able to name their wounds. We can talk about it to death, but we haven't actually created a felt embodied experience of choosing ourselves versus survival, our survival selves, our survival patterns. This energetic self-trust only becomes real when your body actually learns, I can trust what I feel. Now, to that point, so many of us have had have situations in our lives or people in our lives that at one point taught us how to not trust what it was that we felt. I'll give you an example, parents. So, how many times you were upset, you're angry, or something's going on, and your child comes to you and, Daddy, what's wrong? Mommy, what's wrong? What do we tell our kids? Oh, nothing, I'm fine. We've lied to them. We've shown them that even though they can feel that there is some sort of hurt, anger, low emotion frequency going on, we're telling them to override that. Don't trust what it is that you feel. Why? Because of our own patterns, right? Our own maybe insecurities, our own not feeling safe to share with a child that you are unhappy, because we want to paint this utopic view of how life is instead of, yeah, mom's just not happy, or mom's upset, or mom's disappointed, or dad's frustrated right now. Dad needs a moment. That is okay. And if you can't trust what you feel, the thought could be, I won't be punished for acting on it, right? So this is where we go from just theory to actual integration and practice. So let's talk about the false yes and an aligned yes, what that looks like, what that feels like. This is something that at least I feel is one of the most profound shifts that I teach for this. A false yes could be sounds nice. It could look very logical. It can make other people happy, but it leaves you anxious, depleted, disconnected. A false yes lives in the nervous system as fawning. That's a fawning response. It's not lying. It's not even really being fake either, although some people will say you're being fake. It's really a survival tool. You are surviving. You are protecting yourself. You say yes to avoid that conflict. You overcommit to keep peace, but then you start that war inside of yourself. You give to avoid the guilt of receiving. But that false yes always comes with an energetic tax. Give me the money. So now let's contrast that with what it is to have that aligned yes. Aligned yes often feels very solid, even when it's inconvenient. Have you ever said yes to yourself and you were like, oh my God, that person is hurt. or that situation, but you felt good. You felt a weight off of your shoulders. I literally did this today. I was supposed to meet up with somebody. They had things to do. I had things to do, preparing to travel. And it was just feeling like there's this force. So I went ahead and said, hey, let's not agree to meet. You do what you need to do so you're good. I'll do what I need to do. And then we can meet when, our lives are a little bit better and we can actually have time to be present with one another. Now, this disappointed that person, but I felt so much better after that because then I didn't feel the pressure of trying to make something happen in such a short period of time and not being fully present there. So that's a line. Yes, it was inconvenient to hurt somebody's feelings and let them down and say, hey, no, I'm not going to do what I said I was going to do because this is the situation now. I want us to both show up as our better selves. An aligned yes can feel warm even when it costed approval. So maybe this person could have a different view of me because I went back on my word or said, hey, let's do this another time. It lands in the body like, this is mine, this is me. It feels different. So this is how you can tell the difference. One of the things you can do, you can ask yourself, am I saying yes to connect or to protect? Think about that. Am I saying yes to the situation to truly connect or protect myself? Is my yes rooted in resonance or is it rooted in performance? Are you performing, which is the reason why you're saying yes? Because a true yes and aligned yes doesn't drain you. It actually grounds you. It aligns you. And the more you start to trust your body signal, the more life begins to reflect such and reflect the frequency that you are versus the static or the other energetic noise you've allowed in your aura. So how do you know when something is really right for you? Again, my word was discernment. So it's been a struggle through my life, but I realized where the root of this comes from. And the truth is your body knows before your mind knows. There are more sensory nerves that go to our brain than our brain to our body. So our body knows before our mind can even know or explain. The body speaks in vibration, not vocabulary, where we've created, think about it, you can create a meaning to a word. You could change that meaning to the word. The body, it doesn't have that same ability. So when you ignore the language of the body, when you ignore your body signals, you miss the most important guidance system that we have, our internal system. So let me give you some vibrational cues that I teach my clients to really track if they're feeling something that is unsure, frozen, or maybe just like a little foggy. So one of the things you can do is check in. Is this a heavy feeling or is this an expansion? This is the most immediate, like energetic cue. Imagine saying yes to something. Do you feel your chest kind of collapse? Do you feel the heaviness? Or do you feel an expansion? Does your jaw tighten? Does your gut clench? Does your body contract or does your body expand? That is the easiest way to check in with yourself. If it expands, like a deep breath, like a freshness, and it's not that heaviness. Heaviness typically signals a fear. And sometimes it's your inner intuition. It's your inner knowing saying, when you've got that heaviness, it's not for me. But when it's that expansion, it's that higher self, it's that God in you this is us. This is the clarity. This is the direction that we were meant to move in. And this is real. So leaning into that, is it heavy or is it the expansion? Now, this one's a little bit tricky. Using speed versus stillness. Fast alignment moves fast. I mean, false alignment, fast alignment moves fast. Like, oh, that makes sense. False alignment moves fast. It rushes, false alignment rushes. When you feel the urgency, the pressure, it's panicky. If you don't know if you should say yes now or miss out, that energy isn't really a soul alignment there. It is a false alignment. Even true alignment sometimes could feel fast, but there's a stillness, there's a confidence, there's a grounding in it. Even if externally it might look fast. So there's a difference between looking fast and feeling fast. If your system is buzzing, gripping, or scrambling, pause. Because that means that it's not vibrationally resonant to you. It's not in alignment. It feels more like chaos than the quiet, peace, stillness that true alignment gives you. Another way is using the afterglow versus the aftermath. Well, this should be pretty easy. This cue shows up after the moment. So after you've said yes or you said no, notice what you feel. Do you feel an afterglow? Are you shining? Do you feel steady? Do you feel open? Do you feel integrity in yourself? Do you feel grounded, or do you feel off? Do you feel like you just betrayed yourself? You just played small. Your body doesn't feel right. Maybe you even start to feel sick. The more you practice noticing these types of cues, these micro responses that our body has, the more you actually can start trusting your own energy and having that energetic self-trust. So what I like to also bring in is another framework. Like last week, we did a framework. We talked about whether it's a mirror, a window, or a door. This week, we're dropping in, we're discerning, and we're deciding. This is a somatic exercise for that energetic self-trust. So this is a practice that you can do. So first is the drop in piece. Drop in however what works for you. This could be like finding stillness first. This could be placing your hands on your heart, your womb, your stomach, anywhere in your body, maybe your solar plexus, taking a deep breath, finding an anchor, maybe it's your sit bones, maybe it's your hands, and let your body catch up with your mind. Dropping in, that's what it means. Maybe you ask yourself, is there space for my truth to land? Is there space? Have you created a space, a safe space for your own truth? Because if not, then you'll likely revert to that fight, flight, freeze, or response. You will be in survival mode, and there's no room for your truth in that protection. There's no way for you to have perception, which is what we want, to be able to perceive where things are in our body, or if we have the expansion or contraction. Then the step 2, the discernment piece, is now that you hold the situation in your awareness, in your energy field, not really analyzing it or judging it, you're just sensing. So again, breathing into that. Is there a tightness? Is there an expansion? Is there a heaviness? Do your muscles soften, or do they brace? Is there a word that floats with this, or is there a feeling in your energy field? Is this all about logic? Is there an energetic imprint? This is where the rubber meets the road, when you're able to understand, what is it I'm feeling? What is it my body is telling me? And from then, you've got the third part, which is the easiest. It's making the decision. So now that your nervous system, you've given it time, you've given it space to talk to you, it's spoken, let your decision follow in that resonance. Not a script, not pressure, not a pattern, not what your parents told you, not guilt. It's a yes from knowing that this is the right way. It's a no with your whole body, because you know that this is not a situation, person, place, or thing for you. And it's a no without an apology, without a diatribe, without a monologue of the reasons why. It's just a no. If it's a not yet, that's okay. Trust that you'll get more information when the time is right, and you'll make a decision. This is energetic sovereignty. This is not you just reacting. This is your ability to choose a response. You aren't rationalizing things. You are resonating with things. You're flowing on that energetic wave. Now, I could sit here and tell you tons and tons of stories of clients, even my own self, who have used this method to really help discern what is a true yes versus a false yes. What is a yes that is in alignment versus something that I thought I wanted or I was told that I wanted, and so I'm just doing all of the things. But it's really getting into the somatics of it. It's really understanding that your body, this library of experience that we hold with us every single day, it's got something to say. And if you're willing to give it the space and time to listen to it, it can help you level up your life in ways you never thought were possible. You have the key to everything that you need. They say what you are seeking is seeking you, and it's all within, as above, so below. So know that you have the answers. Know that you have the guide, that you don't need anyone from the outside to help you. But it's tools like this that really empower you to know that at any moment you could sit down, you could drop in, you could discern and decide, and finally understand what direction you are meant to go, what decision you are meant to take. Another tool that we can leverage is like what we used, last week, with understanding what's a mirror, what's that window, and what is the door, and how do I move forward with this information, with this awareness? Because when you are true to your frequency, it becomes your reality. Again, when you're true to your frequency, it becomes your reality. So if you are operating in a frequency that is not yours, then your reality becomes not yours as well. It becomes a creation of, the patterns, the protection in your life that has come together. So bringing in how this all works, of course, that amygdala that we talked about last week, that fear center that really keeps you in that fight, flight, freeze, or fawn when safety is uncertain. So knowing that this is where the false yes actually lives, and then that vagus nerve system, the longest nerve that channels between our brain and our gut, it's that inner yes, that is that alignment. This is the tuning fork that we have the ability to discern and decide. And the prefrontal cortex, which helps us align our decisions with our vagus nerve system, with our own tuning fork. So this is why using vibrational practices like drop in and discern and decide actually work, because you're leveraging, the most important systems, that tuning fork and then the prefrontal cortex to make that decision. It doesn't make sense to bypass the body. It makes sense to invite the body to actually lead, because our mind can play tricks on us. We've all heard that before. And when you invite the body to lead, you are able to become what's called embodied in your beliefs, your values, your systems, not forced and not led by old programming. This is something that is a game changer. It's something that takes time. So be patient with yourself, especially given whatever your background or history. Now that you have another tool in your tool belt, a practice, a way back to yourself, this can become a true transformation, a true pivot, a true fork in the road, if you will, if you use it. So checking in with yourself before just saying yes. Using maybe a ritual to help you cultivate this. Teaching, your friends, your family members, how they themselves can also take the time to utilize this practice, and how it could help them if you notice that they are doing some of the things that we've all been programmed to do. No shame, And as always, I hope that this resonated with you. I hope that this tool, this practice was helpful for you to do. If you do it throughout the week, please Please let me know how it went for you, what changes you've experienced, what new sensations that you have with your body, what new relationship you have with your body. I guarantee you, you will start feeling things in your body you never knew were going on. I've definitely experienced that in my own life. You do not need to earn your alignment. It's something that you have. You do not need permission to reset and connect to yourself. You just need to remember that this is your journey, this is your body, and you could choose the life that you want. And you certainly deserve everything in life that you want as well. Again, if this resonated with you, like, share, subscribe, do all of the things, share this with someone, a loved one. Thank you so much for joining me this Monday. I will see you next Monday. Until then, take care. Align with things that resonate with your soul, things that make you whole. Bye.